Hey guys, it's Madison. Thanks for joining me in this faithful home. Today, the plans were originally to go outside, work on the garden. It was going to be a nice day. And then it decided to snow. So that's not going to happen. It's actually still currently snowing. So instead of that, I'm going to take you inside here, which is the first time you're seeing our downstairs. And it is going to be a work in progress, a video of preparing my craft studio. So let's go back inside because I'm cold and the neighbors are letting down their hill. So all right, we're back inside now. Hopefully you can hear me and it's not too echoey because obviously there's no furniture or flooring in this room, but this is the first look at the craft studio or the future craft studio. So basically I'll insert some videos that I kind of took with my phone while we were cleaning and stuff. But before, this space was, so my parents owned this house, so it was my brother's room at one point, and then it became like the dogs area for them to hang out in. So there was flooring on part of it and then not part of it, and the walls were blue and white, and I actually helped them do that. We decided to rip out all the flooring, and then David's dad, Tom, came in and sprayed all the walls for us with the agreeable gray that we used in most of the rest of the house. So this is what we have to work with. It is a huge space. It is like from here this way is 15 by 15, and this is going to be primarily like the crafting side of it and the homey comfort side. And then where I'm standing at right now, that led out to the outside, and the double doors over here is going to be like more of the workshop area. So I'm still gonna, like, we're gonna floor everything, I think is the eventual plan. But this side will be like woodworking projects, painting projects, stuff that we don't want to necessarily do up in the garage because we want to keep the garage for our cars to be parked in. So this is kind of like this side's plan. My goal for this space, and I'm going to work on a few of these projects today, is this area is going to be furnished from things that we already have. So we have in the other room, my parents left us this couch that actually came from the neighbor's house. They were getting a new couch, so they asked if we wanted it. So they put it down here. We're gonna end up putting it in here. And then in there, I brought down a dresser from my parents' old like bedroom set that they didn't want anymore. There's 2 nightstands that are up there as well, but we haven't bought new furniture for the bedroom yet. So once we do, I'll take those. But the dresser I already took down here, and that'll be what we work on today. And then here's like the, utility stuff. But then here's this armoire. It was my parents'. They didn't want it anymore, so we're gonna work on this as well today, giving this kind of a upgrade. And then we also have my dining room table that I built. If you've been around this channel for a while, you know I surprised David our first Christmas and built a dining room table for us. And that, it was gonna go upstairs in the dining room because we didn't want to have to buy a new table. It is very, very, very small for that room, so it's not gonna work. We're on the hunt to probably thrift a dining room table and chair set. So for the meantime, we'll have it upstairs, but once we find a table and chairs for the dining room, that table is going to come down here, and that's going to become the craft studio table. I got a rug off of Facebook Marketplace, which eventually one of these vlogs I'll bring in because it needs a good deep cleaning, but I got it for like 40 bucks. We have a TV that's gonna get mounted there, and I'm gonna do a fun project with that. Dresser, armoire, couch, the 2 nightstands will go next to the couch, the rug, and the table, and that'll furnish off that space like super nicely. So I'm excited for that. Today, we have to tackle 2 things. I want to bring the dresser. Actually, I want to bring the couch in here too, because it'd be fun to have the couch in here and like see it start to come to life. But I'm going to bring the dresser in here and then the armoire into like this space. I'm going to do like a mid-century modern-esque look to all these different pieces because there's a lot of different random pieces of wood furniture that I want to make more cohesive. Okay, so never mind. That couch is not gonna fit. It doesn't fit through the door. I don't even know how we got it in the room in the first place. Like, I didn't care about dragging it across the concrete because it's just concrete, but that's gonna need David assistance. Behind me, we have the armoire, all of the drawers to the dresser, and then the dresser itself. You can already see here, my parents had painted this dresser black. And so what I intended on doing originally was painting everything black and then staining part of each piece wood, or like staining the wood a wood tone, and then doing like that mid-century modern vibe. But to save some money, I was at Home Depot the other day and I found in their like oops paint section this navy blue color in 1 gallon for $7. You can't beat $7. So instead of doing the original black plan, I'm going to do navy blue, which means I do need to paint over this dresser, but that's fine. All right, so the goal for today is these drawers. I need to strip the front of them because this is the part that I want to stain on the dresser. I think I'm gonna go buy like gold spray paint at Lowe's eventually and do like all the knobs on all the furniture matching in that gold. I think that'll tie together really well. This shouldn't be too hard to strip down. I have done it with other wood projects. I'll show that all the stuff's in the other room. On the armoire, I think I'm gonna do like maybe paint most all of it and then leave the doors stained, or there's like rectangles in there and I may just like stain those but then paint out the trim, or I may stain everything, paint the trim and then paint the top. Haven't decided yet with the armoire because I wanted to like see how everything was coming together first, but the best part is there's concrete flooring down. We don't have anything else, so I don't have to worry about paint spilling, stain spilling, no drop cloth, nothing. I can just go to town and work on all these projects. So I'm out of breath. I'm ready to watch some YouTube videos while I do this, some gardening inspiration while I look at the snow. It's great. And we're gonna get to work on these projects. All right, so the product that I'm going to use to strip the paint off of the wood is this citrus strip. It's a paint and varnish stripping gel, citrus scent. It's actually really low odor, which I'm pretty impressed about. I do need to wear gloves, but basically I just take this, it's really thick, and you like glob it on and push it around and then let it sit. You can let it sit overnight if you need to, but I don't think I will for this. And then I think we'll switch over to the armoire, kind of give ourselves a sense of accomplishment. All right, in the spirit of reusing what I already have, I'm gonna be using this Minwax stain. It's semi-transparent weathered oak. Not necessarily what I would have gone for like the whole vibe, but also I have half a can that's just gonna go to waste in the garage if I don't use this. So we're gonna start with the armoire. I'll put on gloves here in a sec. I have a rag. I'm just gonna stain the whole thing, doors, and then outside. I'm not gonna stain the inside because like it'll be closed and stuff will be in it anyways. But I'm gonna start by staining the whole thing. and then kind of deciding where I want to paint the navy blue after that. But weathered oak, and this armoire is unfinished, not sealed, so I don't have to prep it at all. There was one little like scrape on the door, which I don't even know if you can tell on camera. Well, I'll show you when we get over to that spot, but it was in moving when we moved here. Very impressed. They've had this armoire for like 30 years, and this thing traveled very far with us. And so it only had one little scratch, only piece of furniture that got semi-hurt in the move anyways. So not worried about that. I think most of it will get covered by the navy if I do what I intend on doing. But let's throw some stain on this, see if I'm happy with it. If not, I will end up buying new stain. But I have like a solid half a can here. So we'll use this first. So while I let the stain dry for a little bit, we are going to take this paint scraper and see if I can't scrape off some of the black paint that we tried to strip off. If it doesn't come off, I will do another layer and then put saran wrap over it. That way it can kind of like cure for a little bit longer. But let's see what I can come up with right now. Okay, I'm pretty impressed with how that worked, because the last thing that I used this the last thing I used the paint stripper on had like 8 layers of paint. So it took a lot more effort and a lot more sanding, but this is like already come off. You can see here, this is what it's looking like. Like that is great. Like there is hardly any of the black paint left. I didn't put too much elbow grease into it. I can take a sander and just lightly sand it before I stain it. So I have 7 more to go. And yeah, let's do that. So these look really good. I'm happy with kind of how the initial like stripping worked, but we're gonna go in with a sander. So I grabbed it. Where did I put it? Got my DeWalt palm sander. This thing is great. Really long cord, has a bag that totally doesn't work. But yeah, I'm gonna sand the tops and sides as best I can, hopefully getting the rest of the black off. That way we can stain it as well. Okay, I am covered in sawdust. I tried to clean it the best I could with a shop vac, but it only goes so far. It is clearly all over my shirt, though you probably can't tell. Look how good this looks, guys. Ignore the fan. It was airing out while I was eating lunch. This is literally what I pictured. I mean, it's not stained yet and it doesn't have the handles or the knobs or whatever, but gosh, this is so good looking. I need to take a minute to like clean up and like regroup. Don't know if I'll have enough time to open up the paint. I definitely will be able to stain this wood, so we'll see that right now, but see what time it is. Probably shouldn't, but I am gonna stain those after I clean up, so I'm really excited about that.